some great headway on the ranunculus. I've used up one cake. This is how far I've gotten. And now I need to add the second cake as I start the raglan and the sleeve separation. Problem is, the yarn for this is here in this drawer. And now I've got a village set up. So I have to be very careful how I'm gonna do this. Let's move the little guys. Let's lift the piece of wood. All right, there it is. I think I can get, here's one. There's two. Oh, come on. And there's three. And the village survived. I'll put the guys back. And we did it. Pop on here for a bit and talk about the status of things that I said that I was going to make in December. So this is a rare opportunity, a quiet time for me to have some time home alone, and I thought I would just record here by the Christmas tree. I know that the lighting is not the best. Today has been a bit of a rainy, gloomy day, but I didn't want to wait another day to record so I could have a midpoint of my makes for December. Let's talk about the projects that I said that I was going to work on, and I have been working on them. I have made great progress. Let's start with the Frame Your Face cowl. So the Frame Your Face cowl is making some headway. It is going a little slower than I had hoped it would, but it's going slow because I am not a continental knitter. I am a thrower, and knitting the color work with one yarn in the right, one yarn in the left tends to go a little slow for me, but I am very, very happy with how it's coming out. It may not be finished by December 31st, but it will be finished soon after. And here's my progress to date. I have done 2 full pattern repeats. Let's see if my living room light gives it any justice. And it is coming out really nice. It is a beautiful pattern. It takes a little bit of concentration. So it is one of those where do not talk to me while I'm counting, at least for the first repeat. By the second repeat, the pattern was already slightly memorized. I could see where it's gonna go. And now I do have it on the needles with some stitch stoppers, because watching back my last episode and seeing how I was holding on like this so that the piece wouldn't come out of the needles. This time I'm a little bit more careful with the make. So 2 pattern repeats, it's going to be beautiful. Next project that I showed you and my progress to date. Here is the sock in the bisque sock yarn in the colorway New England and Nuit for the cuff and for the toes, and for the heel I used a mystery contrasting mini that I had here at home in a colorway Cardinal, which blends in really well. The true light of it blends in much better than what you're seeing on the screen. But here it is, 1 sock finished, and sock number 2 very much on its way to being done. It is the same, they're matching up. I do like to have them match up, so they are matching up really, really well. And the decreases have been made, and now it's going to be a straight knit. And these were planned to be for the son, but I think the husband has already claimed them, because I was working on them without really paying attention to the amount of stitches I had, and before I knew, I ended up with a size 10.5 foot, which is going to be too big for the son. So I think the dad is going to be the first one to get them, and then I'll come up with a pattern for the son. Dad is a 10.5 sock and the son is a 9.5. They both say that it's all right, they don't mind, but I can see where if the son is wearing the larger size, they kind of like loose at the toes, and the husband's gets really tight at the toes, and I want the toes to last a little longer. So that is the progress on those socks. And the third piece that I showed you, and it's not going to look great because my living room light, the window's right here, but it's a cloudy, gloomy day. So not much natural light here. What I'm working on is, I'm working on a top for me using 316 Dye Studio in a one-of-a-kind colorway. It is a Tweed DK and the colorway is Ectoplasm. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I am absolutely loving how it's working up. I'm absolutely loving how it's going to look with black, and I can't wait to wear it, and it's working up so fast. I'm about to join one more cake to it, and here's the progress. It is split for sleeves, and I'm well on my way down the body. I do have my cute little stitch markers here, my ladybugs from Fox and Pine, and this is coming out gorgeous. So it's going to look great. See, look, with my black shirt, it's already, I can see already how great this piece is going to be to wear. This will be done way in advance of Christmas. I'm pretty sure within the next 3 to 4 nights it'll get finished. So you will have seen already me talking about this a little bit in the video I did from Wednesday night, where I had to go looking for the yarn because it was stored in the drawer. So you will have seen where I was on Wednesday, and this is the progress to today, which is Sunday. So that's that one. So I've stayed on task with the projects that I said that I was going to work on, and I'm feeling really proud of myself. But I did squirrel a little bit, and I squirreled for another pair of socks, and it was a pattern release by Nancy Wheeler, Knit Sip Happy. She released this pattern, the Splendiferous socks, and I loved it. I loved that it was the 2 colors, and I knew that I had yarn already caked up that would be perfect for it. I've got the project here in this bag, another lovely bag made for me by Manuela of the Coração Atelier. And in this bag, I've got the sock, and it fits the 2 balls of yarn in here as well. So the 2 balls are here. I have a stroll fingering, knit pick stroll in the color Pearlescent Tonal, and knit picks fingering Hawthorn in the colorway Blackbird. And I had these 2 already caked up, just waiting for a project. And when I saw the pattern from Nancy, I thought these 2 colors would work really well. And it is working out really, really well. So here's my squirrel project for December. So it matches me here. And there is what I've got so far. I'm loving how the yarn carries to the next stripe. And it's just, you know, it's, as much as I love knitting the vanilla sock, it's nice to have a little pattern to work on once in a while. And yeah, so this is this pattern, which, seeing as how it's matching up to me, let me tell you what I'm wearing, because it'll flow into the next thing that I'm going to talk to you about, which is, this is the lightweight hipster shawl by Joji Locatelli. It's something that I made in the summer of 2022. And it is something that I wear constantly with my black sweaters, black dresses. It fits, it's really light, hence lightweight hipster. For its name, I love the little tassels. I used 1 full skein, and the skein that I used was Craft House Magic. It's a merino nylon stellina, so it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. And it's in the colorway Here Comes the Rain Again, which was very apropos for today, because the day started out very gloomy. The sun comes, then it looks like it's going to rain again. It felt like the right thing to wear. And I used a US 6 or a 4mm to work on it. Used up the whole skein, had just enough left over to make these little tassels. And it was a great, great make. So speaking of this, let me tell you so you would have seen some of my openings of the Advent from Ellie from Craft House Magic. And this is what I've got to date. And it's making a nice fade. So I've already started to look at what patterns I can make with it. And it is, I think I'm going to use those Advents to make this perennial shawl by Lisa K. Ross. It's written for Emma's Minis, but I think Ellie's Minis are gonna work beautifully for it as well. So that is a future cast on. It may be my New Year's Eve cast on. I'll see if I can hold off, because I'm itching to cast on something new. I really have no business casting on, because I need to finish what's in the whip basket. But we'll see what ends up happening for my January makes. Those are my December makes. I'm going to put a video in here at the end just showing what my living room looks like with a decoration. In our house, the boys know that once the fireplace mantle gets decorated, it's time to bring up the Christmas tree. I'm going to talk to you about the creche that I have behind me. I did a little video about that, and I'll tell you a really quick story on that. That was made for me by my dad. He made it for me when I got married, and I'll date it now. I'll say that it was made in 1987. He said that I should have a creche to put on the bottom of my Christmas tree, and so he made it. My dad was very crafty. He'd made doll houses, little doll furniture. So he made me the creche so I could put it under the tree. I had it under the tree when the boys, well, before we had the boys, I had it under the tree when the boys were babies. And over time, it's been under the tree with a Christmas village. But then we got pets. And when we got pets, we couldn't put anything under the Christmas tree. And so the creche has lived on a little side table like this next to the Christmas tree for the last 10 years or so. No, yeah, for the last 15 years, because we got Jake, our dog, in 2009. And yeah, we don't didn't want to risk that getting damaged. And that's why the village now lives also on the sideboard versus being underneath, because you would have seen already a video of Gary with his zoomies zipping into the skirt of the tree. And also at the end here, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the cultural significance for me of the creche, and how it was, as we say, it's a piece that every presépio should have. Presépio is nativity. Presépio is what we grew up with. In Portugal, when we would put up our Christmas tree, my dad would go with us, walking down the road to find this moss that grew on walls, and we would take the moss, bring it home, let it dry out, so he could set up a Christmas village or a nativity underneath the tree. The tree would have been lifted up a little higher, and would have had this nativity where it was multi-layered. And we do have a similar one that is on display at the library every year. I don't have the video of the recording of it that I made last year, but I did find some pictures, and I will post them here at the end, which shows the nativity of the presépio of a traditional presépio of the island of São Miguel, which is made with figurines that were hand molded and painted by artisans in São Miguel. So it's the Presépio da Lagoa. It is one that I grew up with, and it's something that's very familiar to us, and we do have it at the library every year, and it's been very successful. We're doing it again this year. It's a little bit more elaborate. Algae is set up at one of our branches, and I'll save that for the next video. I'll do a recording of it, and I'll post it here for the next one. I will wrap it up around Christmas time. I don't know when I'll do another recording, but we'll see how things go. So we'll see when we connect again for me to give you another update. In the meantime, I hope you're all doing well. I hope the holiday season is going well for all of you. And for now, I'll just say happy holidays. And for my Portuguese friends, boas festas. Até a próxima. Until next time.